The output is currently at 147 degrees and climbing, and we are at 53 seconds. All right, so today we're gonna be checking out the Dreo space heater. This is a ceramic space heater with remote and digital thermostat and overheating and tip over protection. It also oscillates by 70 degrees. This unit is 16 inches tall. If you wanna go ahead and get the space heater, we will leave a link in the description below. All right, so now that we've unpacked the space heater, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got inside. First thing we notice is we do have the remote control for the space heater, which has the pull tab for the battery. You pull that out to allow the battery to go ahead and be used on the device. And there's also the piece of protective plastic over the transmitter for the remote. The unit also comes with the owner's manual. It also comes with some safety do's and don'ts. If you're interested, you could go ahead and join their community. They also give you information on how you can go ahead and do that. And their 5-year warranty and a little thank you. That's cute. Thank you, Dreo. They say this space heater is good for a room of approximately 250 square feet. And they also say that this space heater will only reach about 37.5 decibels as far as sound. So it tends to be a rather quiet machine. We'll actually go ahead and test that. And we'll also go ahead and see how long it takes to reach its full temperature and its full output on the ceramic heater itself. The first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and put this temperature gauge and set it down in front of the heater. I have a little clip on the side to go ahead and let me stabilize it in the upright position so that it can be seen on camera and not falling over or interrupted at any point. So let's go ahead and set this up and see how long it takes to get to the 75-degree output that it claims. We're gonna go ahead and time it with a stopwatch. And we're gonna start both the unit and the stopwatch at the same time. And we're gonna go ahead and see how long it takes and what is the max temperature output that this machine will reach and how long it takes to reach that max temperature output. So let's go ahead and turn both the unit and the stopwatch on at the same time. It is reading out at H3, which means this is at the 1500 watt full power output of the unit. The output is currently at 147 degrees and climbing, and we are at 53 seconds. All right, so it looks that it stops at about 175 degrees Fahrenheit, and it takes it about 2 minutes, 26 seconds. We'll just go ahead and say an even 2 minutes, 30 seconds approximately to get the machine to full temperature and full output at the H3. And as you can also see, the light has also dimmed. This does have a self-dimming feature on it that after a certain amount of time, it will go ahead and dim. While we got the machine on, let's go ahead and test the decibel output. The manufacturer says that it will run comfortably at 37.5 decibels. I have a decibel meter here. The decibel readout you're seeing right now is me talking, but the distance from the camera to the machine is what the decibel readout will be right here as soon as I quit speaking. It's about 49.4 decibels. Now as I come closer to the machine, it's at 52.6 decibels. Now keep in mind this is at the high setting. So let's go ahead and put this down to the low setting. And the sound is still the same as you can hear. And the decibel readout is approximately the same as well. So the sound in the machine does not change depending on the setting you put it on. Let's also go ahead and throw it in the rotation mode or the oscillation mode. And it says it has a 70-degree oscillation. And this can also be accessed through the remote. And as you can see, the oscillation also doesn't add any extra sound. It's not the 37.5 decibels that they said it would be, but I still claim this to be a rather quiet unit. I would definitely recommend this unit, especially for bedrooms or bathrooms where winter's coming up and you might want a little bit warmer of a space, or even just that in particular space kept warm. This is a great unit. Now let's go ahead and go through the remote and some of its features, as well as the keypads on the unit and machine itself. So let's go ahead and go through some of the remote controls on this unit. Once again, I'm going to be using the remote, and then we'll go ahead and switch over to using the actual controls on the unit itself. Once again, we'll go ahead and start the machine with the power on button located at the top of the remote. And on the remote, you have a plus and minus. This is how you will go through the H1, H2, and H3. Heating 1, heating 2, and heating 3 modes on the machine. And you can see on the machine, there's an LED screen on the front of the unit that will go ahead and change as I go through the different modes. You can also see there is a menu mode just underneath. And this is how you switch over into the thermostat mode. And with those same plus and minus, you'll go ahead and just increase or decrease the temperature. Right now we're just going to set it at 85 degrees, but we can go all the way up to 95 degrees on this particular unit. And it will blink and not let you go any further if you do decide to go any further than that. Unlike some models I've seen go all the way and start back over down at 40 degrees. This also has a mute button on the remote. And it also has the eco mode, which is the fan only. And that is muted. You can see it changing, and I'm changing it here. Turn it back on. And then you also have the timer mode. And this timer mode will go up to 12 hours and then return back to 0. And to exit and go back into the thermostat, you just once again hit the menu mode. And that's how you switch between heat 1, 2, and 3 versus thermostat mode versus just the fan mode. And that will be indicated by the fan light on the front of the machine as opposed to H1, 2, or 3, or the thermostat temperature. Now we're going to go ahead and test out the tip over failsafe that this does come equipped with. If on the unfortunate instance where the machine tips over, it will go into a P4 mode, which is the safety mode. Now, as you can also see, you cannot operate the machine or do anything with the remote or on the unit itself. And it's not operational until it's stood back up. Then it's operational again. And we can turn it back on. And on the top of the machine, we have the same functions that are on the remote will be on the top of the machine. You have your minus and plus button. This is how, once again, you switch in between the different modes. You have your oscillate button, which will make the fan oscillate and rotate. You have your timer button, which going through the front of the functions will change on the menu. And your on off, which will send it into the power down mode. Turn it back on. Go into heat mode. And it's on heat 3 and currently warming up the space again. Once again, this is the Dreo 1500 watt ceramic space heater with 70-degree oscillating fan and remote.